Have you ever thought about the sport of disc golf? We'll talk to an expert, Tim Petrea, right after this on the Integrity Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Integrity Sports Podcast, covering local sports in the Southwest Georgia area, creating content that is factual, positive, and informative, promoting efforts by athletes, coaches, sports administrators, and sports personalities. Thanks for making the Integrity Sports Podcast a part of your weekly routine. Now here's your host, Tim Estes.
Hello and welcome into the Integrity Sports Podcast. Thank you for making us a part of your weekly routine. Let's start by thanking our premier sponsor, Harper's Tree and Stump Removal. If you have any tree trimming, tree removal, or stump removal needs, our friends at Harper's Tree and Stump Removal have you covered. Give Keith a call at 229-314-2048 or at 229-938-2412. Since day one, Harper's Tree and Stump Removal has been the premier sponsor of the Integrity Sports Podcast. A little different show today. A few weeks ago, I had a citizen that asked me if we could get somebody to talk about the sport of disc golf, and I just happened to know a guy. His name is Tim Petrea. He's a professional friend and a personal friend, the Parks and Rec director down at Tift County, and Tim is heavily involved in the sport of disc golf. As you may know, if you're listening from our area, we have an 18-hole course out at the Sumter County Regional Park. There's a nice 18-hole course right behind Central Baptist Church on Middle River Road. And then, of course, you have the Brickyard Plantation and Veteran State Park up at Lake Blackshear, all that have courses. So disc golf has certainly gotten into our area. Tim, I know that you've been a part of some of those courses, if not all of them, but thank you for joining me today.
Oh, hey, I'm glad I get to be involved in the legendary podcast and join in a dream that has come true with one of my good friends.
Thank you, Tim. Hey, before we get real deep into this, let's just let everybody know a little bit about you and kind of how you got involved in disc golf.
I'm the recreation director here in Tift County. I've been here about 5 years. Matter of fact, I've enjoyed my time here. It's hard to believe it's been 5 years of fun. In my office, I've got a disc golf clock. I've got a disc golf basket that I put in every day. I've got pictures of outdoor recreation experiences all around my office, and chances are you're going to see a picture of disc golf. If you look at my social media page, you're going to see disc golf, you're going to see refereeing high school football, or you're just going to see adventures. But disc golf has been a very important part of my life, since early 2000s when I started playing up at first course I played was at Cloudland Canyon State Park up in Northwest Georgia. I was up there visiting and hiking one weekend, and I saw the disc golf course. I went into the office. I said, "What's this about?" They gave me a couple loaner discs. I played, and the rest is history. I have now gained friendships in disc golf all over the world. I've been fortunate to represent Inova Disc Golf as an ambassador for a good long time now, and I can remember when I played a lot more. I used to play 4 or 5 times a week. Now, as a department head for recreation in a growing county, I don't get as much time to play anymore as I used to, but I still am a proponent of the sport.
Tim, you and I are around the same age. We've kind of cut our teeth in basic parks and rec. When folks think of public parks and rec, you think of things like playgrounds and pools and your basic sports, football, basketball, softball, baseball, those kind of things. Now things are getting diverse. We know disc golf has exploded on the scene. Things like pickleball, maybe pump tracks in the biking world. It's really different than it was when you and I first got into it. Tell us what it is that attracts local families to the sport of disc golf and why parks and recreation professionals like it.
Well, when I interviewed here at Tift County, I was coming from Wyoming, And I recognized, and I talked to the people that were interviewing me. I said, look, I come into Tift County understanding that it's just like most of South Georgia departments, baseball, football, softball, soccer. That is the basics of what they have. But now it's grown. It's different. We're diversifying parks. And disc golf should be an option for the Parks and Rec in South Georgia or anywhere. If you've got some extra property, what I call the island of misfit parks, where there is a park that's just not being used for anything, or it's got those forgotten picnic tables, or it's just something that you can't use it for anymore. Boom, disc golf would be great for it. So yes, I mean, and it's there because it's an inexpensive way for a family to get out and do something.
And I want to get deeper into that here in just a little bit. Let's start by thanking our sponsor, Carter's Fried Chicken. Carter's is located at 206 Tripp Street in Americus. Owner Mike Shadows and his staff, they've been feeding Southwest Georgia for 30 years. And they offer daily lunch specials that include baked or fried chicken, some of the best vegetables in town, and desserts. And they do it all at an affordable price. Mike and his staff are a supporter of all of our local area schools and wishes everyone the best of luck in their season. Thanks again to Carter's Fried Chicken for sponsoring this segment of the Integrity Sports Podcast. Tim, I think back to the time when we designed our course here at the Sumter County Parks and Rec. We had the aid of a local disc golf group, but I know routinely you've been involved in helping to design disc golf courses. Tell us a little bit about what makes a good disc golf course.
Okay. Tim, I've been fortunate to be able to do two different things. Help design courses from the ground up, actually three different things. When I used to do tournaments, I was fortunate to be able to go into a golf course, regular golf course, ball golf as we call it in disc golf, and do a tournament by putting what we called hybrid courses on there for just a weekend. And it would draw a different kind of crowd. And we would typically do it when they were reseeding the golf courses.
Yeah.
Then we put a hybrid course on there and people would come from all around, and boom, it's a success. But then one of the things I've done more of is I've gone into courses that 15, 20 years ago, they put into a park and all of the amenities have grown around it, or the park's not been taken care of, or as what has happened a lot over the last 20 years, the discs are being thrown at longer distances. They are being created to throw longer distances. So that particular park has outgrown, or the sport has outgrown that park. So I've been able to go in and redesign courses. A lot of people think that you need, when they first think about it, and I've talked to Parks and Rec directors, hey, I've got this piece of property over here, this pasture that we can put a disc golf course in. That's all fine, well and good, but disc golf needs to be done in woods.
Yeah.
You need to have a little bit of open. You need to have a little bit of the woods. We like up and down terrain. We like to have a little bit of diversity as far as the terrain is concerned. But we also like to be able to throw around things, or kind of throw a shot through the trees. We like water.
Yeah.
These discs don't float. There are some that do, but they don't throw as well. They're expensive to throw in water and get lost. I've seen a buddy in Bainbridge throw 4 or 5 of them one time, and boom, they just keep going in the water. And you just kind of look, okay, there's more discs lost. But we like those kind of challenges because it helps us improve the game. But it also, it just makes the course even much better and desirable to come to.
We are talking with Tim Petrea. Tim is a friend from Tifton, Georgia, who is heavily involved with the sport of disc golf. And I hope by watching this today, if you are interested in disc golf, you'll at least know more as you get ready to go out and play. Tim, one of the things that's been really neat for me to see is routinely when I go out to the park, I may see an 80-year-old great-grandfather that has his 7 or 8-year-old great-grandchild with him. Or more often than that, I will go out and see an entire family, a mom, a dad, and their kids. out playing disc golf together. This really is a sport that can last a lifetime, isn't it?
It is, and that is one of the big draws about it. It's a lifetime sport. It's something you can teach in the school system, and you can talk to a senior citizens group and say, hey, this is a sport that you can be involved in, and you can either do it at a high level or you could do it at a level that's comfortable for you. So yes, lifetime sport, that's a big sell for it. There are people that are playing, especially since I've been back in South Georgia, I'll go to some of the courses, and yes, you see homeschool students out there with their families. And they'll let you play through because they're playing 7 or 8 people sometimes to a group. So yes, it's the same concept of in ball golf. They'll let you play through. But it's encouraging to see those families out. Some of them will have 10 or 12 discs. Some of them will have only 1, but they're out enjoying their time. Kind of a special moment for me back in 2011, 2012. I've got a disc on my wall that commemorates it. It's at the 5 o'clock position on my clock. But that particular tournament, in my division, I was able to beat 30 people that day and win that tournament. It's one of the few tournaments I've ever won. 2 of the kids in that group that were on my heels, 10 and 11 years old, one of them just recently won their 2nd world championship. They're from Georgia. Wow. Isaac and Ezra Robinson, they started out homeschooling. And there's a lot of other kids that are now becoming successful, and it's become their vocation, and they're getting paid good money to do it and enjoy their life playing disc golf. So it's turned into a vocation for them. But then once it ends at a vocation, they can go back and start playing it just for the fun of it.
Absolutely. We're talking with Tim Petrea. I hope you're enjoying our show. Our show tonight is brought to you in part by Marty McDonald State Farm Insurance Agency. They're located at 925 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Americus. Go by and see Marty, Mary Lynn, Blake, or any of their staff and let them discuss your insurance needs. They can even do the famous discount double check to ensure you are receiving all of the savings that are available to you. Give Marty a call at 928-3686 or look him up on Facebook. Thanks again to Marty McDonald State Farm. And remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Tim, for local governments that let's say they don't have a disc golf course right now, but they're considering that, there is a little bit of an economic impact attached to this. I've been surprised at the people who read about it on social media or they find out through word of mouth. There are different groups when they play at tournaments. We've got folks that come, I know regularly from the Warner Robins and Macon area, from the Tiftons, from the Albanys. It's really become a regional thing. And those folks have to spend money. They may not be staying in a hotel necessarily, but they're buying gas or they're eating at a restaurant. Do you see that as an economic impact for communities?
Oh man, yes. There are people that come into the course in Tifton that we just redesigned a little over a year ago. They're just coming in off the interstate. They're staying at a hotel. They stay in Tifton because they recognize there's a disc golf course here. So they make that their stop, and then they play the disc golf course, and then they go further on their trip. Like for me personally, there's tournaments I've played over the years. One time I took a 2-week vacation just to play disc golf. Went to Bowling Green, Kentucky for a whole week. And then right after that one, went to Emporia, Kansas. The Emporia, Kansas one had 1,500 to 1,600 people competing in it. It was a weekend tournament that started like on really a Thursday afternoon. And the Bowling Green one was the same, but people came in town 3 or 4 days before to prepare for the tournament, to fellowship, to enjoy their time. So they're staying in Airbnbs, they're staying in hotels, they're eating in the restaurants. Matter of fact, at both of those locations, the local businesses got in part of local games where, we could play by, getting something stamped by going to a restaurant. And then if we win all of them, then we got something at the end. So there's that major economic impact that if you have some championship level courses, or if you just have, the basic course like we have here in Tifton, there's one here and at a local church, kind of like what you guys have. But there's that economic impact of people coming, stopping in your town, eating lunch, and they're going to go stay at some going to go do some other shopping and stuff while they're here. So yes, your area can become a destination. So I encourage people to look at Professional Disc Golf Association online. Look at Inova Disc Golf or some of the other disc golf providers. I happen to be fortunate enough to be represented. I represent Inova, and they have the information that can help show you how it can be an economic impact while also being a great amenity for your park system.
All right, Tim, when you're talking South Georgia, you always want to talk, what does it cost? So let's talk equipment here for a family that wants to start playing disc golf. Where can they buy their equipment? And give me an educated estimate on what a beginner set of disc would cost.
Okay. I happen to have, one of the Inova packs. It's a starter pack. Most of the companies have these starter packs. It's got a putter, a driver, and a mid-range in it, $30 to $35.
Yeah.
Do you have to have all three? No. You can play with one disc and enjoy yourself. Now, I carry about 30 with me when I go play, but you can have that. You can carry that. Some people start with a very basic bag. You can even carry a Walmart bag around with you and play it. But now the bags will also carry your Powerade with you. They'll carry the other things that you want to have. And when I'm playing in tournaments or I'm playing long trips, I've got to have my snacks to help me keep my energy and stuff like that. I mean, we've even got some people that go so specific to have umbrella holders and all that kind of stuff. So you can go deep, or you can go just as simple as $30, $35. Me, I've probably got about $500 invested in what I carry around with me, and that's not counting the discs. I've got a cart that I roll around. On that same cart, I can also sit on while I'm playing. So it carries a lot.
Yeah. So not very much to get involved, at least to start with. Shoot, Tim, when you think about a kid that's starting out playing baseball and he's just got to buy a glove and a bat, that's over $100 now for even a young kid. So disc golf, very affordable for these kids and families that want to get involved in that. Let me thank our final sponsor, Custom Auto Sales. They're located at 907 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Owners Lance and Jessica Stick, they've been fixing your ride for more than 25 years. Now they want to help you buy one. They've added major banks for better financing and financing for every credit situation. You can reach Custom Auto Sales at 924-5558, or you can look them up online at www.customperformanceauto.com. I went by there yesterday. They have got a lot full of cars. It's tax season. Anything you want, from SUVs to trucks to really nice sedans, go by and see Lance and Jessica at Custom Auto Sales. And we thank them for being our sponsor of the Integrity Sports Podcast. Tim, as we get ready to wrap up here, one of the things I've made it a point to do on my show every week is we talk to our guest about their support network. I know what you do for a living. I also know that even in disc golf, with the things you do, sometimes it gets to be a grind. And you've got to have a really good support network behind the scenes, family and friends that really help keep you lifted up and encouraged. Who are those folks for Tim Petrea?
Yeah, I would say most importantly, my wife. A lot of times people say buy locally. Well, when I moved to Tifton and Tift County, I decided to marry locally. So since I've been here, I've been blessed beyond what I deserve. And Jennifer has not just become my wife. She's a partner in recreation. She's a partner in disc golf and everything else. She doesn't play. She will walk along with me. But she shares my passion by understanding it's my passion, and she will help support that. And I've got other friends, throughout the area that I've been blessed with by moving here. But I've got friends throughout the United States that I can call that I've played with that are more than just disc golf friends. They are friends that we've gone through life. Like we just had a friend pass away because of a heart attack. At my age, that starts to happen more. But I just called this one guy, and as soon as he picked up the phone, he said, "I knew you were going to call me." This guy's way up in North Carolina, and we talk about what happened. He seemed to be okay, But it's a friendship that we're able to carry on. But going back to Jennifer, Tim, I referee high school football.
Yeah.
Well, for the last couple of years, there is a tournament that I help sponsor as a whole sponsor, and I play up in Elberton at Richard B. Russell State Park, one of the oldest courses in Georgia, and it's one of the most fun tournaments. Well, I get through refereeing high school football, get back on the road 10:30 or 11 o'clock. I'm arriving in Elberton 3 o'clock. Jennifer does the driving, and I kind of sit over there and try to take a nap, and then I'm on the course at 7:30 that morning. So she's a big support by doing that, and then she stays back in the hotel room and catches up on sleep, and we get together with some friends. So without that, it definitely wouldn't make it as fun. And if I'm going to play with my friends and things like that, she supports by helping get my sandwiches ready or whatever. And then sometimes she'll go along and walk along and give me sarcastic statements. Wouldn't be the same without the sarcastic statements. But then she's turned into, she is a fantastic photographer, but she has helped me do that. And sometimes she gets aggravated with me because I do need to make my social media posts so that I can continue to promote the sport, but I typically ask her to do it. So yes, without that support of friends, and some of my friends that I've made in disc golf have become, like you guys in recreation, some of my lifelong friends. And it's important having those networks.
So Tim, before we get off the air, I know you're on social media. You're aware of some of the social media in disc golf. So for the audience that normally watches this program, which is, I would say, a 40 to 50 mile radius of Sumter County, if they want to know more about disc golf, how can they contact you, or where would you point them to get more information?
I'll tell you what, the easy one, recreation@tiftcounty.org, if they wanted to get in contact with me. And they can find me on social media. The other thing is, again, PDGA. PDGA.com is our source for finding more about it, but also when I'm playing, the events are sanctioned by the PDGA. Inova Disc Golf, other areas like that. But in this area, I know you mentioned it a while ago, where can you get it? Ace Hardware in Tifton has started selling them. Dick's Sporting Goods, other areas like that. There's typically people, some of your courses have people, Scott Burgess over in Sly County. Fantastic guy. He's okay disc golf player. Now he can play. But then there's folks in every course in Albany at Chi Hall. There is a club there. I get to run the Josh Franklin Memorial there every year, which is one of the longer running tournaments, not just in South Georgia, but in Georgia. And, that's that right there in Albany. So, definitely contact me if you're interested in learning more about it. And give me another reason to talk about disc golf.
Absolutely. Tim, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show today and to better educate us on the growing sport of disc golf. I want to thank you so much for providing our area this valuable service. And, man, I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you.
And we want to thank you for making the Integrity Sports Podcast a part of your weekly routine. Please go to our YouTube page and hit the subscribe button. And no matter what platform you're watching on today, hit the like and share button. We are averaging over 3,000 views per week on this new platform, and we hope that you will help us to see that continue to grow. Thank you again to our sponsors, Harper's Tree and Stump Removal, Carter's Fried Chicken, Custom Auto Sales, and Marty McDonald State Farm Insurance. For my friend Tim Petrea, I'm Tim Estes. Thanks for watching. So long, everybody.